Hello, everyone. We're going to be talking about how to find answers in a reading passage in a firefighter aptitude test. Grab a pen and paper. You're not going to want to miss out on this tutorial. My name is Luann, and I own Smart Tutoring and Test Preparation Services. I've been working with aspiring firefighters since 2012. Welcome to the Firefighter Aptitude Test Preparation YouTube channel. Today, we're going to use the colon to help us identify answers in a reading passage. The lessons we cover today will be good for the writing section of the FPSI test, so the FACT test, the CEB test, or the NFST test. Also, you can use this strategy in any reading comprehension section on any firefighter aptitude test. Let's go over the rules of the colon. There are many of them, so I'm just going to cover the common rules that you'll need here. So first of all, a colon, or the little dot, is a punctuation mark used to connect related parts of a sentence. Primarily, this is after an independent clause or a simple sentence. What I want you to know is that you can use the colon after a simple sentence to introduce a list, a quotation, an explanation, or a definition in writing. So a couple of key things here I want you to keep in mind. It is introducing something to the reader. And what it is introducing is the list, the quotation, the explanation, or the definition. All of those things tend to be answers to explicit information questions. So let's dive in a little bit deeper and take a look at some of the examples. The first example is using a colon to introduce a list. The example here is volunteering gives a recruit opportunity to demonstrate the key concepts of behavioral interview questions: leadership, teamwork, learning skills, motivation, personal growth, problem solving, conflict resolution, and communication. In a firefighter aptitude test, you might see a question in the reading section that would ask something along this line: which of the following skills best demonstrates behavioral interview questions? So to identify this type of answer in a passage, you would use keywords from the question to help you locate where the answer is in the passage, and then identify the colon usage as a way to introduce items. And in this case, it's the items that you're looking for to answer the question. Another example I have is using the colon to introduce a quotation in writing. The example is, the study found a strong correlation. Exercise significantly reduced stress levels in participants. So a question that you could see on a fire test could be something along the lines like, according to the text, what significantly reduced stress levels in participants? So in this case, again, you're going to locate those key words in the passage and then identify the colon as the tool the writer is using to introduce the explanation, or in this case, the quotation that you're going to pull the information from to answer the question on your test. The third example I have for you is using the colon to introduce an explanation in a passage. The example here is, the reason I chose this career path was simple. I had a passion for it. So I want you to feel like the author is setting you up here, because in a way they're introducing something. And in this case, they're giving explanation or clarity to the original sentence, which is why they chose this career path. In a fire test, you might see something like, why does the author state that the career path was chosen? Or you could see something like, what was the explanation behind choosing this career path? Again, you're going to use that colon as a flag in the writing to indicate the explanation is after this. Lastly, you could see a colon introducing a definition. I want you to keep this in your back pocket, because locating definitions is part of the reading comprehension section. Now, the example I have here is a green thumb is a term used to describe someone who is skilled in gardening. It refers to the ability to grow plants successfully. So if you were looking to define a green thumb, you're going to find green thumb in the passage and then again use the colon as a stake in the writing to help you identify where the definition of that term is. It's going to be immediately after the colon. So in this case, it refers to the ability to grow plants successfully. That's going to be the definition of the green thumb. I want to bring this into focus for you and show you what this looks like in a fire-related reading passage. So here we have a full text. It is on the importance of volunteering in the fire service. I picked this text specifically because it has multiple uses of the colon in it. When you're in a reading passage, remember when you see a colon, it is introducing a list, a quotation, an explanation, or a definition. Its sole purpose is to bring clarity to the sentence before it. So pay attention because those items, again, are generally what you're looking for in explicit information answers. So in this case, what is important is what you learn from volunteering. We can ask in a fire test, what is important from volunteering, or what would an aspiring firefighter learn from volunteering? The answer, as I said before, comes immediately after the colon, and in this case, it's gaining experience and insight. The second example we've seen before. In this case, we're looking at it in a much larger scale now that it's in text. Again, remember that when you see a colon, it's introducing you to something. And generally speaking, what it's introducing you to is what you're looking for. I trust you found this test taking tip helpful. You can use it in any of the writing components of the FPSI test. So again, the FACT test, the CEB test, or the NFST test. And you can also use it in any reading comprehension section of any firefighter aptitude test when you are looking for a specific fact, detail, explanation, or definition. My name is Lou Ann, and I own Smart Tutoring and Test Preparation Services. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can come back every week and learn something from me for free. And that way you can make progress in your firefighter aptitude tests. If you're looking for practice questions, join our firefighter mailing list while you're here. The link is in the About section of the YouTube channel. And when you join, you will receive a free 60-question practice test from me that you can use to implement what you learned today right away. Thank you very much for being here. Have a smart day.